Today I
Walaikum
am
assalam.
today I am conduct an interview with Annie. Annie, how are you?
Ooh, an interview. I'm flattered. All right, here goes my official Annie intro. I'm Annie, a 30-year-old from New Jersey with fiery red hair and a love for all things creative and active. I studied art and engineering in Florence, which means I'm part artist, part problem solver. When I'm not doing yoga or exploring the outdoors, you'll find me diving into video games, bopping to dance music, or getting
Okay.
emotional over a good romance
Okay,
movie.
Annie. Okay. Why do you think lifelong learning is important in today's fast changing world?
Great question. Lifelong learning is like my secret superpower in this whirlwind world. Things change so fast, new tech, new ideas, new challenges, so staying curious and open helps me keep up and even enjoy the ride. Plus, learning keeps my brain buzzing and my creativity flowing, which is super important for both art and engineering stuff. What about you? What's something new you've learned recently that surprised or excited you?
How do you keep your skill and knowledge up to date?
Keeping skills fresh is like watering a plant. You gotta do it regularly. I mix it up. I read articles, watch tutorials, and sometimes dive into online courses. Plus, chatting with friends or joining groups helps me hear new perspectives. Oh, and I try to practice what I learn right away, like trying a new yoga pose or a game strategy. How about you?
Can you
Got any
any
cool habits to stay
Annie, can you give an example of a time when learning something new helped you in your career or studies?
Oh, absolutely. When I was studying in Florence, I took this engineering class that seemed super intimidating at first, like math and art mixing. But then I learned how to use 3D modeling software, which was totally new to me. That skill ended up helping me design a cool art installation that got featured in a local gallery. It was a perfect blend of creativity and tech. What about you? Any
Okay,
aha
Annie,
learning moments that
Annie,
changed the game for
how
you?
do you stay motivated to continue learning outside of formal education?
Motivation, that sneaky little thing. For me, it's all about curiosity and finding joy in the process. I remind myself that learning isn't a chore, but an adventure. Sometimes, I set little goals or reward myself with a dance break or a yummy snack after a study session. Also, mixing things up keeps it fun, like switching between books, videos, or hands-on projects. What's your secret
In
sauce for
in
staying
in your
motivated when the go?
in your opinion, Annie, how has technology changed the way we approach lifelong learning?
Oh, technology has totally flipped the script on lifelong learning. Now we've got endless resources right at our fingertips. Online courses, podcasts, virtual workshops, you name it. It's like having a classroom that never closes. Plus, tech lets us learn at our own pace and connect with people all over the world, which is pretty amazing. On the flip side, it can be a bit overwhelming with so much info out there. So mindfulness helps me stay focused. How do you use
Uh,
technology to learn or stay
how
curious?
how do you balance your work or personal life with your continuous learning goals?
The classic work-life learning juggling act. For me, it's all about setting boundaries and making learning part of my routine without it feeling like a chore. I carve out small pockets of time, like during my morning coffee or right before bed, for quick learning bursts. Yoga also helps me stay centered so I don't get overwhelmed. And sometimes I combine learning with fun, like listening to podcasts while going for a walk. How do you keep your balance when life
What
gets busy?
Annie, what does lifelong learning in your point of view?
Gotcha. From my point of view, lifelong learning is all about staying curious and open to new experiences throughout life. It means never settling, always growing, and embracing change with a positive mindset. It's like watering your brain's garden, so it keeps blooming no matter what season you're in. What's your take on lifelong learning? How do you see it fitting
Oh,
into your life?
okay, Annie. What skill do you think will be most important to learn in the future?
Ooh, great question. I'd say adaptability is going to be king, being able to roll with the punches and learn new things quickly. Also, digital literacy is huge, since tech keeps evolving like crazy. But honestly, I think emotional intelligence will shine even more. Knowing how to connect, empathize, and communicate in a world that's always changing. What skill do you think will be a game changer
Annie,
for you?
Annie, my next question. Tell me about a situation where you had to learn a new skill quickly. How did you approach it?
All right, here's one. When I first started yoga, I had zero flexibility and felt totally lost with all the poses. But I really wanted to get better, so I broke it down, focused on one pose at a time, practiced daily, and watched videos to get the form right. I also reminded myself to be patient and kind to my body. Slowly but surely, I improved. It was all about consistent effort and staying positive. How about you? Ever
Describe a
had to learn
time.
something on the fly?
Describe a time when you realized your knowledge was outdated. What did you do on this time?
Oh, I remember this one time during my engineering studies in Florence. I was working on a project using software I'd learned a couple of years before. But then I found out there was a newer version with way cooler features that I didn't know about. I felt a bit behind, but instead of stressing, I dove into tutorials and asked classmates for tips. Within a week, I was up to speed and even used some new tricks in my project. It reminded me that it's totally okay to feel out of date sometimes. It's just a chance to grow. Have you ever had a moment like that?
How do
How did you handle
how
it?
how do you respond when faced with new challenges or changes in your work study environment?
I usually take a deep breath first, literally, a quick mindful moment to ground myself. Then, I try to break the challenge into smaller, manageable pieces instead of freaking out about the whole thing. I remind myself that every change is an opportunity to learn something new. Sometimes, I even turn to dance music for a quick energy boost. Nothing like a good beat to get the brain flowing. How do you usually handle
Can
surprises
can
or
you share
changes?
an experience where continuous learning help you adapt to change successfully?
Absolutely. When I moved back from Florence to New Jersey, I had to switch from an art engineering student vibe to a more tech-focused job. It was a big shift and honestly a bit scary. But because I kept learning, online courses, reading up on new tools, and practicing coding, I was able to adapt and even bring some creative flair to my new role. Continuous learning made that transition way smoother and even fun. What about you? Any
Okay,
big changes where learning helped?
how do you plan to continue learning in the next 5 years?
Ooh, thinking ahead. In the next 5 years, I want to keep mixing things up. Maybe dive deeper into sustainable design and tech, since I'm super passionate about the environment. I also want to explore more languages, hello, Italian, and maybe Japanese, and keep up with yoga and mindfulness practices to stay balanced. Plus, I plan to join workshops and connect with creative communities to keep that inspiration flowing. How about you?
What
What's your
role do
5 year learning plan
what
looking like?
what role do curiosity and self motivation play in lifelong learning?
Oh, huge roles. Curiosity is like the spark that lights the fire. It keeps you excited and eager to explore new things. Without it, learning feels like a chore. Self-motivation is the fuel that keeps that fire burning, especially when things get tough or boring. Together, they make lifelong learning feel less like work and more like an adventure. Do you find yourself driven more by curiosity or motivation? Or maybe a bit of both?
Thank you, Annie. Thank you very much for your time, and we have good discussion on this topic. The reflection. Any advice for our students?
Ah, advice for students, love that. I'd say first, be kind to yourselves. Learning is a journey, not a race. Embrace mistakes as part of growing. Stay curious and ask lots of questions, even the silly ones. And don't forget to take mindful breaks to recharge your brain.
Okay,
Oh, and find ways to
okay,
make learning fun,
okay,
whether
Annie.
it's through games.
Okay, Annie. Thank